Hey guys, hope you're doing well. We're back in Sons of the Forest, and in today's video, we're gonna start building a stone castle. The last video I made in this specific server was my 150 days in, and as you can see here, it's only been 9 in-game days since, so really have not done much. But in that time, they've added a ton, the biggest one being, in my opinion at least, that you can now build with stones, and that is exactly what I want to do. So rather than do like a reset of the game and undo basically all this beautiful work we've done, we're actually just going to keep building, and the goal is going to basically be to have a world that is full of really cool buildings, really cool creations. Okay. Honestly, very inspired by Broadbent and his building series, where we can basically just tour the entire island after a point and just see all the cool things that we've built. This is a little extension that we built, but now we're going to go even further away and just hear me out. I think this is going to be pretty cool. So right there, just on that cliff, stone castle. I think it'd be super cool. It's honestly not very far from the base as is right now. And it's going to allow us to build a little bit more immersively, if you will, just because this area right here, we have some flowing water. I'm hoping that it's going to be a little bit safer because I kind of forgot how often I get attacked in my other base. I can just stay there. They also added frogs, which I think is awesome. I don't know. I kind of have a thing for building like cliffside, which I've noticed. So here is what I'm thinking. We're going to clear out these trees. We are going to build just like, honestly, just here in this general area. It's going to look nice because it's going to have the mountain in the background. And then on top of that, I imagine it'll be a little bit more manageable with defenses at least, because we only have to defend this one little section. And I basically want to make it to where you zipline up here, make it, you know, a lot more enjoyable. But I definitely think that just a castle right here is going to be just so cool. For building, I'm definitely the tunnel vision type, so I'm going to wrap up this in-game day just so that we can start in the morning and go all out. Alright, let's start by building some log holders, because honestly, we're going to need a lot of them. Because I don't think this build's going to be like massive, I just think that it's going to be one that I definitely don't want to like get limited on space. I also think it's pretty cool that it's like snowy up here because it is, you know, relatively close to the mountain. But I think it's going to add a little bit of depth to the overall visual whenever you're actually like down there towards the bottom and you're looking up here. I think it's going to look really cool. Where is Kelvin when you need him? I need him to cut down some trees for me, so it's not just me doing all the work. I don't know. I feel like it's a more of a helpful start. You get a bunch just right off the bat. And for those of you guys that are probably asking, why not just pick up some of the logs that I have like stockpiled at the base? That's definitely going to be a route that we're going to go, but as of right now, we actually just need to clear some area out so that we can build here a little bit more casually. So I think this angle's good because like you face it directly that way, so I think it's gonna look nice. I don't know why I like building in places that are very inconvenient. I will say though, this is pretty solid because I've yet to actually be attacked, whereas other base I had to fight probably around 8 cannibals as soon as I loaded in. I'm gonna be ambitious. I think we got it. Okay, honestly, that's a really pretty view, and that's exactly why I want to build this thing here. I swear that's like the longest one I've ever done. I do need to find a pot though, because I know that if you get a pot and you actually cook a little bit more specifically, you can actually get like stronger, better rest, all that good stuff, and we need a lot of that. I'm hoping that building with rocks or stones, whatever you want to call it, I'm still getting the hang of it. I'm hoping it's going to be somewhat similar to how it was building with them in the forest. Because if that's the case, should be pretty straightforward, but if not, we're going to have some work to do. I'm still on fire. Alright, so this is going to be the front of the castle. This is going to be what we're looking over. And I might do like, honestly I might do like a balcony or something here at some point, but as of right now, just basic structures. We got to keep it simple. Otherwise, this ain't ever gonna get done. All right, that's enough. You gotta help out somehow. Notice he conveniently runs away right as asking to do something. See, just look how much faster this goes when we're working together. Seeing just how many logs it took to just do this, coming to terms with how many stones we're gonna be using for this whole structure itself. It's gonna add up pretty quickly. 3 at a time. Oh, this is perfect. Okay, I love this. Like, yes, it's gonna take a lot of effort to get as many stones as we need, but we're not gonna be cutting down trees or anything, which is gonna make it relatively feasible because they just spawn on the ground. Let these go. Probably just gonna be like a big massive pile right here because I did not build a holder, but I knew I was leaving this space here for something. I just didn't know what. Oh well. Last 3. Awesome. Whole 9 yards. The actual foundation is probably going to be the hardest part because it is going to be the largest part. Kelvin's got it. I trust my guy.
A few moments later.
And for those of you that were wondering, you can hold about 27 stones in the stone storage. So stones are large pieces, rocks are the small ones. If you can probably tell, I know that now. So the foundation is coming along quite nicely. We've got a pretty healthy stockpile of rocks over there. I will say the good thing is all of yesterday I was not attacked like at all. I'll take that little victory. Now we are getting somewhere. Well, we still have to do all the flooring, but progress. No more foundational stuff. After this, I think the hardest part's over. Actually, he deserves to take a break at this point. He's gathered a lot of logs for me. And I think it'd also be pretty cool that all these pieces actually have snow on them, even though like directly adjacent it's not snowing, it's only snowing behind it. So from a distance, if the castle renders in the snow, like on the stones, things gonna look even cooler. So right now for the shape, I don't really want to overdo it because it can get pretty complex pretty fast. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do like an H, if you think about it. So this corner all the way down here is gonna be like all the way walled in. But here it's not gonna be like all against the wall. It's actually gonna come in one. We're gonna go all the way down and right back out. So I think it'll look cool. I might even do 2 depending. And I kind of want to lean into this design because it's going to add some depth to the overall structure without making it like super complex. You can also tell how quickly I am going through these stones. So there is some concern there that time spent in gathering all of these is not going to be indicative of how much we're actually going to build. I'm trying to remember how it was in the forest where if you're building with stones, I want to say you could hold like 20 because they weren't like these big pieces. They were just like the actual small rocks in the game. It's basically like these ones because you can collect a handful of these. But this is also like the whole situation with the new building mechanics where you can't just set down a giant blueprint and just feed that blueprint from wherever you are. You have to actually go and physically place every single stone. So yeah, basically this actual setup right here, just flip it all the way to this side and then connect it at the ends. That's basically what we're going for. Now, could be a little bit more complex than that if we really want to mess with it. Not really sure yet, but we're probably only going to be able to do the face for now up until we kind of grind it out in another session. I do like the little animation it does where it just kind of has that little connected bounce. I think it's pretty cool. So this is the face of the actual castle that we're building. It's looking pretty good. Now you notice that they do all have snow on them, which you really can't tell from a distance, so I don't know how it's gonna look like all the way down. Alright guys, first attack at the castle. And I feel like this is kind of fitting. Usually castles had some sort of religious situation with them. Right? Bro, these things are so ugly. Well, guess who gets some creepy armor? It's me. I was running low anyway. I think they're starting to learn that this is... Poor Kelvin, man. I think they're starting to learn this is where I'm going to be for the most part. Oh. And, yeah, they're going to start attacking this way. If only I could take that little flower crown and wear it around. I feel like it'd be like the perfect look for the outfit. Or I could give it to Kelvin. But anyway, as you can see, the castle is coming along pretty well. I did leave this window right here because in my head, that's where like a nice massive mural would be. So I figure a window would be the next best thing. And next thing I'm probably going to do is probably just going to make some flooring. And I think I just want to finish at least a little bit more of the face, which is just going to require some flooring. I know that for a lot of the other projects I was doing, it was kind of like one at a time. And then what I ended up doing was just, just going nuts playing the game. And building a lot like that, which was a lot of fun for sure. But there's also an aspect of not being very accountable, like continuing like the projects. I kind of want to keep it going here. I'm liking the look that this has so far. This is kind of giving like a little balcony feeling. However, I'm not sure if I'm gonna like flatten this out and have this be like, have this actually be like a floor that covers the whole thing and then just kind of continues going up. I got some ideas nonetheless. It does actually look really, really cool because it does actually look kind of like a castle in my opinion. At just this distance, it won't render in. So you turn around and, oh wait, actually it's starting now. But you can see it's not the whole thing nonetheless, so it's not the coolest look just yet. You can swim in a little bit. Right about there, that's where you can see it. But for not having anything here, we've definitely done a ton. Oh, it's Armsy. Have not seen him since the forest. What's up, bud? He's actually probably one of the more scary mutants in the game just because he's like so massive, you know? See, sometimes I try to like not use the shotgun and I just forget how good it actually is. Trees are actually also starting to regrow, which I have not experienced because again, I took a pretty long break from this game. So I'm getting some ideas now. Granted, a lot of them rely on me actually finishing this first floor, which got a lot of work to do. So maybe in the next episode of this build. But I'll kind of run you through what I'm thinking for now because this is probably going to take way too long to actually get everything done in a single video. Big opening right here. And this is going to be the second floor. And what we're probably going to do is just make it to where it's just following the center section of the H. And then from there, I'll kind of see what else I want to do. I might do like little tower or something. Just little extensions here and there. If anything, I'm probably going to start knocking out the other half of this thing like off camera just because I've jumped around in time a lot in this video. But yeah, I'm going to call it a night here. I'm going to hopefully get some of my friends next time I log on to help me hammer some of this out. But as for the time being, it is looking pretty awesome. Like I'm very happy with this. So that's going to do it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.